Hello and how's it going, Elder Scrolls Nation? It is Skullzi here with the latest and the greatest Bethesda Games Studios news, and in this video, Next Gen gaming news as well. You got a two for today. Two things in one fucking thing. 2 for 1. So let's go ahead and break this down. This video is super interesting because it involves Pete Hines talking a little bit about Starfield and the Elder Scrolls 6, but mostly talking about the next generation of gaming technology, meaning the PS5, and that's right, we're talking about that forever elusive Xbox whatever again. Now, Pete Hines was interviewed by The Telegraph, mostly about next-gen gaming, and what he said, his exact words, was, "I'm privy to some stuff, which obviously I can't really talk about, but there's also a lot that I'm not sure on what it's going to look like, and more importantly, how big a shift we can expect." So Pete Hines obviously knows some stuff, but at the same time, he says he doesn't know other things. So pretty much the same thing that Pete Hines says about Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield, he says about the next generation of gaming. He knows some stuff, but he doesn't know other things, and the stuff he does know, he can't talk about. Secret Agent Pete Hines over here. Then he goes on to talk about that the shift in graphics quality between the Xbox and PS2 era to the Xbox 360 PS3 era was noticeable because it went from the old way to the high definition way, going up to 720 and 1080, and I personally remember that. It was a pretty awesome upgrade and really exciting for gaming at the time. It definitely was a noticeable change in the gaming generation technology. However, this kind of upgrade, as Pete Hines says, was not so dramatic between the Xbox 360 PS3 and the Xbox One PS4 era, because the graphics didn't do such a big leap. 4K technology really wasn't around on consoles, especially at the launch of that generation of technology. So he says that he doesn't exactly know how that's gonna pan out with the next generation of consoles. And the rest of that kind of stuff apparently doesn't matter to him because he's not into drawing, art, or coding. What really matters to him is how the developers can use the tools and what they think about it. What do they need and what are the kind of power and features that they are looking for in their next generation games? Meaning, what kind of stuff do they need for Starfield? What kind of stuff do they need for the Elder Scrolls 6? And what is the PS5 and the Xbox whatever going to be able to do for them? And then Pete Hines goes on to say that Starfield and the Elder Scrolls 6 and just large open world RPG games in general are always expensive to make, but they're going to be even more expensive on the next generation of console technology. He says games now are so diverse that to say the cost of all games are going up is a little too broad. To make big AAA games like Starfield is not cheap. It never was. The team sizes are certainly bigger. Hell, back on Mara when that team was 35 people, that's not even close to the size on Fallout 76. Then you have a game like the Elder Scrolls Legends, which has a smaller team than a lot of these other things, so it depends on what the game is and the size and the scope of it. Ooh, look at bad boy Pete Hines saying hell in an interview. So in general Pete Hines fashion, he says much without saying anything, and he says that it's possible that Starfield may not even be on the current generation of console technology. My guess is that if the next gen, meaning the PS5 and the Xbox whatever, happen to be super powerful or allow Bethesda Game Studios to have certain features or things in their game, and if it pushes the boundaries even further than this generation of technology does, they may leave the PS4 and the Xbox One behind. So while there isn't much new information in this, the thing that made me really want to talk about this in the video is the fact that I recently have been talking about next generation consoles and leaks that I've been finding and trademarks that I've been digging up, because I think that the next generation of console technology is gonna come in 2019 or at the absolute latest 2020. And now with many game developers talking about next gen, including Pete Hines, I think this is a clue and a foreshadowing that the next generation of gaming technology is going to be amazing. And with how secretive Pete Hines has been, I know he's always secretive, but in this interview he just had the feeling like he knows something big and he's just not telling us. But as always, I want to know what you think about all of this. Let me know down in the comments below, and if your comment wins the internet, it may get featured in a future video. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to stay in the know when it comes to Bethesda Game Studios news, next gen gaming news, and the most controversial gaming news, because a lot of people have been trying to silence my channel, but they won't stop. I'll keep bringing you the news no matter what. Also, follow me on Twitter where you can get random memes, channel updates, and random shit about me, and give me a follow over on Twitch where I've recently reached Twitch affiliate, and I'm going to be setting up a weekly streaming schedule soon. I know I keep saying that, but I just have to adjust to my daily YouTube uploads and trying to stream as well. And if you want to have your hand in providing future content and defending the channel from bullshit video takedowns and intimidation, then consider subscribing and supporting supporting the community on Patreon, where you can earn unique and awesome awards. And as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time when Pete Hines interviews Pete Hines, and neither one of them tells each other anything, and it's just a big waste of time.
Hell. Yeah, he ain't even chipping off them dominoes no more. Let's bring the car back.
Well, it's always business. It's not always easy.
Bye, have a great time.